some point, somewhere in the cabin, you're going to find a big bag. That's the spinnaker, the actual sail. So here's the spinnaker. We're going to untie it, try and get access to this thing. Open up the bag. See, there's a whole lot of sail in here. There's 3 ends, corners. One of them should be labeled head. There it is, it says head. That's very convenient. The other 2 are not labeled, but they'll probably have colors on them. The red goes on the port side, and the green or the blue or whatever else there is. Okay, the red over here goes on the port side. It's unlabeled, it's just a clew. And the other clew, blue or green, goes on the starboard side. Honestly, it doesn't make a difference, but everyone wants the red on the port side. What does make a difference is the head. The head has to be up top because the spinnaker is a symmetric sail. It's kind of a tall triangle, goes very tall, the head at the top, the 2 corners, very symmetric. If you turn the whole thing around, no one's gonna notice. As far as I can tell. I guess one side is upwind and one side is downwind. Anyway, we'll follow the proper procedure. So these are our 3. Now what we don't want is for these to have been twisted around like that. If they're twisted like that and we try and hoist it, it's going to be a real situation, you know, a real snafu. So in order to make sure that they're not twisted, I'm going to do what's called running the tape. Let's start at the head. I'm going to choose one side or the other. I'm going to run this tape, and what I want to do is make sure the entire tape is straight and not twisted around anything else. And the way they do that is I basically flake it the way you would flake a line that you're coiling. I'm just going to pull it up and bring it back to itself. Pull it out and bring it back to itself. Pull it out and bring it back. So you can see that I'm accumulating in my right hand the head and a whole bunch of little loops of this tape. And I'm going to keep on doing that until I get to a clew. Keep on doing that until I get to a clew. And if I have to untwist something, I'm going to untwist it. There, I just untwisted something. It just happened under there, which is beautiful. Now I've got a clew. And now what I have is a head and a clew, and in between a line that's not twisted around anything else. It's just a straight shot from one to the other. So that's gorgeous. I'm going to hold those in one hand. If there's another crew member, maybe they hold them for me, but there isn't right now. Maybe I'll just set them down here for a sec. And I'm going to run the other tape. Again, starting at the head. This is the other tape. I'm going to run these tapes like this. Just keep on coming along the edge. Here's the edge. Here's the edge. Gathering it all up in my left hand. And oh, hey, there it is. There's the other clew. So now what I have is, I've got the head in the middle, I've got one clew, I've got another clew, and I've got a straight line between them.
Show me the head in the middle.
The head is here in the middle. It says head on it still.
Beautiful.
And the 2 clues, usually unlabeled, are sitting on either side of it. Doesn't particularly matter. The main thing is that the tape that I just ran is a straight shot between this clew and this head. There's no tangling there. And this blue tape goes from this clew to the blue side of the head. Again, a straight line. I bundled them all up and it's happy. Now, I don't care about all this mess down here. I'm not worried about it. It's a topological problem. A mathematician can explain it to you. The point is, it's not tangled. I don't have to worry about any of the rest of this. These 3, I want to attach to the 3 shackles that I had temporarily stowed on the port rail. And I'm going to do that. You just grab them and plaster them on. First one, which is really easy, is the halyard, which will go onto the head. Boom, that's done. And now red will be on the port side. The port one was the one that went towards the back. So let me grab that. Getting a visitor here. And I'll attach that to the port side clew. And then I'll take the starboard clew, which goes around front, and attach it to the starboard clew. And we're happy. Last thing we do, having attached all of those, is take the entire sail and we dump it into the cabin. Boom, boom, it's in the cabin. The head is here. The 2 clews are here. They all go into the cabin. I'm going to drop them down a little bit.
And do you have to concern yourself at all, like with the foot of the spinnaker? So that
I do not. And the bag goes back in here. The foot of the spinnaker is what's going to come out first. Some people will try to put the foot of the spinnaker on top of the pile here. Some people will not.
How do you find the foot of the, when you pre-feed the spinnaker, do you look for the foot or not?
I do not. No, when I pre-feed, I just will pull on this line here over here.
Okay.
When I pull on that line, it'll go all the way around the boat, come around to here, and it'll pull this out. And when this pulls out, it'll pull out the foot.
When you say it'll pull this out,
it'll pull it out of the cabin. If you pull on the guy, this clew, where the starboard clew will pull out
Great.
of the cabin, and it'll try and follow where the guy is, tensioning,
Great.
and it'll come up like this, and you can see that the foot of the spinnaker travels exactly where you want it to be.
Yeah.
It has no choice but to. So
Thank
I don't
you.
really worry about it. The other thing is, when you douse this, you're in the middle of a race and you douse it, you're not gonna have time to put the foot back on top.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Doing the walkthrough now that it's all set up.
At this point, we've set up everything the way we want it to be. But there's so many moving parts that probably something is wrong. And so I always walk through. In fact, I'm not doing this the way I like to do it. If I set it up, I want someone else to walk through and check it. If someone else sets it up, I want to walk it myself. Actually, if I set it up, I will walk through it, but I also want someone else to walk through it because it's just so easy to get something wrong. So I'm gonna start over on this side and see if I get everything the way I like it. When we deploy, this will come out, this clew will be out here. The whole spinnaker will be in front of us as a giant triangle, right? The head will be up top, at the top of the mast. One clew's out here, one clew's out here. The clews are maybe another couple feet past where I can reach on either side. The clew on this side is this one. This clew will be out there, and the line is gonna come from the clew in midair, come back here, go through the eye of the tweaker so we can control its height, and then it'll go all the way back outside the railing, and it'll hop into this block, the aft block, and then it'll come up along the deck to the forward block, and this is where a crew member can grab a hold of it and control it. So this one I'm happy with. All right, fine, one's done. Let's check the other one. The other one's a little more complicated. The starboard clew is going to be out here in the middle of the air, and right now it's in the cabin, which is nowhere near where it's actually going to end up. So let's talk about that. When we feed it, the starboard crew member will pull that guy, and it'll pull this guy, and his clew will follow around and go forward. I'm going to leave it there for now. The clew will come forward as this rope is pulled and go out in front of the forestay, which is really pleasant. Behind the forestay, nothing's going to work. It'll go through this boom, which is going to be floating around out there, so that's excellent. And then it'll come along here, outside of all the railings. It'll go through another tweaker, so we can control its height. And then, having gone through the tweaker, still remaining outside of all the rails, notice my hand is going outside the rails. It'll go all the way to the aft block, and then it comes inside the rails, goes up the deck to the forward block, where a crew member can hold it and control it and do what they want. They can cleat it if they want, they can leave it uncleated. So those are set up nicely. I like the spin lines. The next thing to check is the spinnaker halyard. Halyard is right here. It's attached to the head. You'll notice it's attached to the head, which is right now in the cabin. And when we pull the spin, this will go up. When we hoist it, this will go up. And notice where it is. If you look straight up, you can twirl around and get anywhere you want, but at some point, it's going to be able to go free of the shrouds and go right up to the top. You can see that line come straight down. It's not tangled around anything. It's very happy. It can go outside the shrouds. It's not going through one of these shrouds like my arm is. That'd be a disaster. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I think that spinnaker halyard is good. Those three have been checked. The tweakers, we noticed they were good when we looked at the lines, and so I'm happy with the way it is. Oh, one other thing I'd like to check. Again, the pole.
Are we setting the pole downhaul sometime?
What's that?
Are we going to set the pole downhaul?
I don't. I never set the pole downhaul ahead of time.
Okay.
Some people do. I do. Yeah, okay.
And then the topping lift, are you going to...
Yeah, so just checking on this pole then. The other thing I like to do is make sure the pole is all happy. I will grab the topping lift and just pull it up by myself. Remember, when we fly this, the jib will be on a starboard port, on a starboard tack, and the jib will be off to port. And both the sheets will be off on the port side as well. So I'm going to put these sheets over there. That's where they're going to live. And then when I raise up the pole, I'm just going to raise it with a topping lift and look at it. And it's nice. It's nice. I've got a little diamond shape from the bridles, and it's not tangled with anything. The topping lift can go up. The downhaul is right here attached to it. The jib sheets are out of the way.
And the topping lift line is still attached to the jaw. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
The guy is still attached to the jaw
But
out here.
wasn't there on the inboard side of the pole? Wasn't there a line attached to it? The topping lift.
There was when I stowed it, but now it's not. The topping.
You took it out.
Is right here. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's looking good. So I'm going to set it back down. I'm happy with that. And when I set it down, this is going to be, if I leave this topping lift here, it's going to get in the way of the jib sheets when we tack. The jib sheets are going to come across, and this is annoying. So I'm actually going to put that over here, slide it back into the jaw, through the jaw, and then I put the jaw onto this stay.
The way it was before.
Yeah, so that now the pole cannot go in the water because it's attached to the stay, and the topping lift will be out of the way because it runs up the shroud.
Taping the shackle on the halyard so it doesn't sky. I didn't quite get it.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, one last thing we're going to do. On the foredeck, I always carry a little piece of Velcro. I'll show you what that's for. And I always carry some electrical tape. The spin halyard has a shackle, and it's going to be way up in the air. And if this shackle comes open, then the spin halyard has been skied. You're not going to be able to get it down, and your racing day is kind of shot. And this happens every once in a while. These shackles just open up. That's what happens. So I will tape them. I'll just tape it shut with some electrical tape. Nothing fancy. Just get around the jaw of the shackle so nothing can happen. The other advantage with this is if there's anything sharp here, we don't have anything sharp left. I will fold over, nothing sharp to mess up the sail. I will fold over the end of it so that when we're done, I can take it off easily. Or if we need it in a rush to take it off, I can find the end of it and get it off easily. So I tape the shackle. That's one thing I do.
That's in the boat, or that's your personal tape?
No, I carry this tape around with me.
Okay.
I just carry this in my pocket. The boat probably has some tape that you can use, but I just want it in my pocket.
Just like you have your own radio, you have your own tape.
Yeah, I don't have a radio, but I do have tape. It's a little cheaper than a radio. Yeah. The other thing I will do is, as we're sailing, these two spin lines are going to be nice. This halyard is going to flop around, and it's going to get in the way of everyone, which is annoying. So I learned this little trick from a friend of mine named Chad, one of the best foredeckers I know. I don't know very many, but he is really good. And I will Velcro this to the hook up here. It's just a little Velcro strip with a soft side and a hard side. I don't know how the Velcro works. It's magic. Anyway, point is now.
It's on the mast ring?
Yeah, I put it on the mast ring. You can put it anywhere. You can put it on a shroud.
But you put it on the mast ring.
I think Chad puts it out here.
Yeah.
You can put it anywhere. The point is, the main point is now the spin halyard kind of comes down here, and it just shoots straight down to here, and it's not floating around in the air messing everyone up. It just shoots straight down into the cabin. When we deploy, I'm going to have to take that off, and then the spin halyard will untangle and go wherever it wants to go, and everyone will be happy. But for now,
let's go sailing.